the best way to get real estate clients in 2026. And if you don't know me, my name's David Bronner. I've helped agents close over $450 million of real estate just in the past year or two. And I want to go over this because lead generation is one of the most important things that you need in a business. And I want you to leave this video with a full breakdown of every popular lead gen method, because I'm not just like hyping up mine or what I believe you should use. But I want you to also know the pros and cons of each, and I'm going to give you for each one, like pure, genuine, honest. But also to know which is the best one to use in 2026, because there's so many people screaming Facebook ads, cold calling, Zillow, referrals. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to show you one of the methods that agents are using today to close multiple clients every single month without spending thousands of dollars or wasting hours every single day. Now, the most popular one that maybe you've even tried is cold calling. Now, again, me, like when I had first gotten into sales, cold calling was such a massive, important part of that foundation and one of the scariest things, honestly. And I eventually had to get past that fear. But the pros are you can literally start today. Like that's why a team leader or broker would show you this. Also it's kind of, it's pretty cheap, like to get cold calling leads. But direct conversations with potential clients. Now, are these people who may want to work with you? Possibly. There's a good chance, maybe if they're in a certain situation. And it works also if you are good at phone sales. Most agents I talk to aren't, and that's okay because you can learn that. So the cons are it can take 20 to 40 hours per week to see results. Now that's just on average. Some it's higher, some it's a little bit lower. The rejection rate is absolutely terrible. Like these people do not want to talk to you. And most people don't even answer because it's probably an unknown number. And even if they do answer, they're literally their defense, their guard is already so high that it's impossible unless, again, you are great at phone sales, you would know how to disarm them. But then there's Facebook ads. Some people say you got to spend a ton. Some people say you don't have to. But the pros of it is, again, you can see results quickly if you nail the targeting. Like there's so many new updates to like meta ads. But if you can get the right targeting, bread and butter. I love it myself. It brings traffic fast. That's a fact. And you can increase your reach fast if you have capital to spend. But a con can be they are expensive. Now, maybe it's not per client. Like maybe there's months where you don't even get a single like close from your ads because they're usually $1,000 to $3,000 plus per month to get solid results. And often you're going to have to hire a team for this. Then just hiring them for you to pay that amount of money is about $2,000 to $6,000. And you're also going to pay for cold leads that don't know you. Now, obviously, hopefully with your ad and your creatives that you can build that confidence and that trust with the right funnel. But again, they are technically cold leads. And the second you stop paying for leads and stop paying Meta, your leads disappear. And most of the time, they don't actually show you like a team. They don't show you how to run these. So when you stop hiring them, you have no idea how to run it yourself. Now, this is a great one for agents nowadays. Like I don't hate it. There's a few cons, obviously. But the pros to Zillow leads, the multiple programs, Flex, whatever program you're used to, familiar with, is that leads do come to you. They are ready. They're a little more pre-qualified. You don't have to, like have a ton of just outreach. You're not spamming. Obviously, like you have to reach out to the Zillow leads. But again, it literally depends on what program you are. Zillow leads can be very vague. But Zillow has a massive amount of traffic and it's easy to get started. But the cons is it can cost $1,000 plus per month for decent volume. And you're getting literally the same leads as 3 or 5 other agents are. The ghosting rate, if you actually look at the analytics of it, which Zillow has up public, the ghosting rate is insane. And you actually have zero control over the quality of lead that you want. Because, again, that could be a price. That could be the time factor of which they're moving. But then there's referrals. Beautiful part of literally any business. So for one, it's free. Hell yeah, let's do it. And they are people who are already willing to trust you. Maybe they don't, but they're willing to. They often close pretty fast because, again, they're already talking about moving. And it has a higher close rate than any other method. But the cons is that it is completely unpredictable. Now, you can build, referral systems. That's amazing. But you can't scale on demand. If you're new, you obviously do not have past clients to refer you. So this builds, takes a handful of years to actually build up. And then if you solely rely on this, you're waiting and hoping instead of actively generating. And I saved the best for last for you guys. This is a lead gen method that I've seen consistently work for agents, and that's Instagram content. Specifically content that is super simple, like stupid simple. Like you can be 80 years old and succeed. You can make videos just from your phone talking about your local market, neighborhoods, buyer concerns, objections that you receive to yourself, to your area. You don't need expensive production or hours and hours of editing. A pro is that warm leads do come to you. Again, you have to make sure you have that system, but warm leads, when set up properly, come to you. It's crazy. It's 100% free. There's no split. There's no nothing. And it works for you 24/7. So you can kind of control your lead flow. It compounds over time. So older videos can still bring in leads months later, whether it's a pinned post or just a viral video you had. And it builds trust before they contact you. Your Instagram stories, your highlight section, the posts that you have pinned on your profile, the consistency you bring, that builds trust before they ever contact you. So they're already pre-sold when they, DM you, message you on the platform. Now, like I said, I'm not going to play favorites here. There's cons. If you do not have the right strategy, you will just create content that gets views but no leads. That's if you're lucky. Sometimes you don't even get views. And most agents make this mistake. They post generic market updates, listing tours, tips. And a lot of people get views but zero consultation calls or genuine zero interest. And that's why a strategy actually matters. So I'm going to show you exactly the strategy that I've had agents use to sign clients with me and how to get actual consistency from it. And I labeled this the local lead content system. It's broken up into 3 phases, and that third phase is going to be so important. But create content that actually attracts your ideal local. Can I bold this? Can I underline this? Local buyer. I've talked to hundreds and thousands of agents, and none of them know how to actually attract local people. You hire some social media guru to make content for you or to get better hooks, but they don't understand real estate. So again, it takes them so much longer to actually get you results when, again, you were paying for, hopefully something good. So you don't actually get random viewers. Phase 2, turn those viewers into qualified leads with a conversation starting call to action. 95% of your posts should have call to actions, whether that's following you, commenting for a lead magnet, commenting for just a DM reply from you. Again, because otherwise people have no idea what to do. In phase 3, the most important is you got to move them to a DM conversation and then into a consultation call. We have a whole DM framework that actually, I give it away for free on Instagram if you want to go follow me there. Just look for one of my posts where I talk about DM conversations, and I'll give you kind of a whole framework that we use. But you can do that after the video, please, because you already haven't even gotten to the meat and potatoes that you can actually use yet, which I want to give you. But that DM conversation where you're messaging people on Instagram, that's where you book consultation calls. So I'm going to show you the exact, this whole plan in action with one of the agents I work with. This is Aris. He actually landed recently a $1.1 million listing that sold through content. He literally tried all the traditional methods. He was on another popular YouTube, social media coach, AI coach, and he didn't really get much from it. He was very skeptical, but he was relying on referrals. He had, inconsistent months, didn't really have control over lead flow. He did Zillow for a little bit and, a couple hundred, a couple $100. Kind of got ghosted. But then he started applying the local lead system. And that's when he started creating just simple content from his phone, which he was doing fairly consistently already, but again, wasn't really seeing any results from it. A few hundred, 300, 400, 500 view jail. But he started to see some traction, and the views were actually local buyers and sellers in his area. And what he got is he started booking consistent $1 million buyer consultations. People in his area became more aware of him as the agent and closed a client for a $1.1 million listing. But this is the reality he realized, is that traditional methods work, but none of them are very effective. They either require lots of ad spend or long hours every day, or they're just inconsistent. And he was struggling because, there were agents, using content, generating warm leads already. And it took them like little to no work, and it was free. And so that's what he wanted to actually take advantage of. And what's happening right now is that more agents are figuring this out. You're watching this video because hopefully you are opening your eyes and your perspective to this new opportunity. Because are you person? I'm going to talk to you right now. Would you say that you're closed off to a new opportunity to actually start generating like warm, consistent leads through something like content? Are you completely closed off from that? Because more agents are figuring this out, and the more that are doing it wrong, posting the wrong kind of content, means there is a window that if you establish yourself now, that there's a market for you to grab a hold onto before everyone else catches on. And so you have two paths that you can take. Is you can go out and start creating content without a strategy, and that might take you 6, 8, 12 months to truly get down. Again, I've been creating content for a decade. I didn't start yesterday. But learn the content system now that's working right now. Because I just showed you why it works and why traditional methods are the things that are actually keeping you stuck where you are. But again, if you want to see, exactly how to use a system, how to start getting warm leads through Instagram, and say in the next 30 days, super doable. I made a training completely for you, and it breaks down in this video right here. This is my little cute thumbnail. The entire local lead content system, step by step. And I'm going to put that as the first link in the description. Super easy for you to check out. So if you are serious about, again, replacing something like cold calling and expensive ads and Zillow leads with, actually getting warm leads that come to you, just go watch that video right now. Because if you're an agent that genuinely wants to use content, like maybe you're young, maybe you're my age, but maybe you are 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and you don't think you can do it, man, I don't want you to stay stuck in that same position. It would be a disservice from me to you if I didn't at least let you know about this. Something that changed my life and is changing agents' lives all across the country. And again, it only takes a couple hours a week. So just at least watch that training down below. It'll help you guide you, step by step.